Well, our time is running out. Anyone whose questions have not been answered this evening should take an opportunity to ask the candidates this evening after the debate or by contacting their campaigns. Each candidate will now have 1 minute to make a closing statement, and we will begin with Commissioner Ulrich.
Well, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to serve as a Scott County Commissioner. It's an honor for me. I take the job very seriously. I work hard at it. I apply my full self and efforts into it. And it's very gratifying. I enjoy it. I want to let you know that I'm always available to anyone that has a concern, no matter where you live within Scott County. I've always viewed myself as a Scott County Commissioner representing the whole county, not just the area that elects me. And I want to tell you that I also will always be looking for ways to do things differently, do government differently, provide services more efficiently, collaborate, partner together. That's why we develop Scale and Fish. They're kind of brother and sister organizations. Both have a goal to provide something, whether it be capital of government or meeting human needs, do that each one in a more efficient way by partnering with each other. So those are kind of perspectives that I have, and I just thank you again for your support and a lot of you county commissioners.
Commissioner Marschall.
Thank you. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the Chamber again for this opportunity tonight. It's been an honor, truly an honor to serve the residents of Scott County for the past years. For over 30 years, I've lived or worked in either Shakopee or Prior Lake. I know the citizens. I regularly meet with them to get their input on the issues, to understand their viewpoint. So I have a network of people that I look to for input. I have knowledge, experience, and understanding of county government. I serve on about 25 committees with great variety: criminal justice, community corrections, libraries, legislation, public health, emergency services, and I'm the rep to the Association of Counties. So I not only work here within our local jurisdictions, but regional committees and the state of Minnesota. I look at the facts, fairness, and common sense when I make decisions, and I'm very committed to the future and to looking for the best solutions to the issues that come before us.
Commissioner Menden.
Yeah, to me, I'm just going to read something here, but I'm going to say government is getting too big. We have too many entitlements. We spend too much money. And there's different studies you see where, one is that less than 30% of the people, have faith in our government. I feel that's the elected officials' problem. I just want to read this. From Chuck Fuller, I get this Park Rapids paper up north. He says, "You cannot legislate the poor into prosperity by legislating the wealthy out of prosperity. What one person receives without working for, another person must work for without receiving. The government cannot give to anybody anything that the government does not first take from someone else. You cannot multiply wealth by dividing it. When half of the people get the idea that they do not have to work because the other half is going to take care of them, and when the other half gets the idea that it does no good to work because somebody else is going to get what they work for, that is the beginning of the end of any nation. It's not too late to change, and I think that's up to us as elected officials."
Ms. Barber.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to come here tonight. It's been a very engaging forum and really interesting to hear what everybody has to say. I think I am a good fit for the Scott County Board. I have a background in business. I've been self-employed for many years. I actually have leveraged that into an additional partnership. I have a background in engineering, and my specialty in my work is strategic planning, project management. I'm used to working in collaborative environments to create efficiencies, make sure redundancies are reduced, looking at budgets, looking at resources. How can we do things better? Taking really complex problems and making them more simple. And I think that's something I do very well, and I think would be a good addition to the county.
Commissioner Wolf.
Well, I think it's about service and serving, and I've been dedicated and responsive to this job for the last 4 years. I've been involved in numerous organizations from Lions, Casey's, Chamber. I go to nearly every single one out of all the meetings I have that I'm on committees on. I think I've missed 3, and that's because I had other meetings to go to. And one time I was actually in South Dakota. I love the job, and I would like to continue. Thank you.
Mr. Lawrence.
My father always said, "Stop complaining and take action," and that's what I'm doing running for the Scott County Board. I've learned a great deal the last 5 years on the River Board as chairperson the last 2 years. I'm listening, talking less, listening to what constituents have to say. Lived in the district for 23 years. My small business is in the district 23 years, but I also spent 23 years, surprisingly, with a Fortune 500 company where myself and my management group were responsible for a revenue budget of over $100 million a year. So I understand budgeting, both coming in and going out. I'm not looking for a job. If I was, I'd be contacting Mr. Kemme at Scott County Human Resources. But if you want someone that displays honesty and integrity, I'm the person for the position, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Commissioner Wagner.
I take the job of being a commissioner seriously. I do. I came from a family of 10. For the most part, we're all pretty much around in the area. I married into a family of 11, pretty much all around in District 1 also. My business is here. Again, people call me. I go to their house. I go to their farm. I talk with them with their issues because representing the 7 townships, as you know, the county is the land use authority, which is huge. If somebody wants to come in and they want to build a garage and they don't make the setback and they want a variance, anything like that, I get the Scott County official, building official, zoning official, drive over to their house, I sit down with them, a lot of times right at their kitchen table, and you try to work it out. Unfortunately, most of the time, the answer is still no, but I'm there for the people I represent. I think I do a good job, and I'd like to continue. Thank you.
Mr. Kucera.
Born and raised Belle Plaine. Lived in this area for 50 of my 53 years. The first couple of years of that, we made the mistake of living in Hennepin and Ramsey County. I'm sure that won't happen again. I asked for this role, and I would take this job very seriously. I would treat it as a full-time job. I would pour myself into it. My office is 3 blocks from the Scott County Government Center, which makes it very convenient for me to go down there and handle the problems that most certainly will come up. And I'm keenly aware that I would be representing 7 townships. But in addition to that, the cities of Belle Plaine, Jordan, New Prague, and now part of Shakopee. And they would get their money's worth with me. Because I would be there at every opportunity representing them. I thank you for this time, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Once again, I'd remind you that the views expressed this evening are those of the candidates, not of the Chamber and Visitors Bureau or the Shakopee Public Schools. Sponsorship of this debate does not represent an endorsement by the Chamber or the schools of any particular candidate. We'd like to thank the audience this evening. We'd like to say thank you to our host, the Shakopee Public Schools, and to the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. Thank you also to our candidates for serving our community by participating in the democratic process and running for office. Remember that Election Day is Tuesday, November 6th. Please vote. Thank you and good evening.